Before we get started, anybody want to address the board before we get started? We're gonna move on. Let's let the Liberty County School Board regular meeting Tuesday, June the 13th, 2023 come to order. We're gonna open prayer to pledge. Prayer led by Mr. Petty, pledge by Ms. Gibbons.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you, God, for the opportunity to be here tonight. Pray, God, that you'd bless us as we take care of school business. Pray, God, that you give us wisdom from on high, Lord, and take care of business. Pray, God, that you bless our students and our families, Lord, during the summer. Bless all the preparation for the new year. We pray, God, that you bless all of that. Ask that you be with our retirees, Father, that have devoted their service to the school district. Pray, God, that you'd be with them and meet every need that they have in retirement. God, we're so grateful for them. Lord, we love you and thank you for your presence here tonight. Thank you for the fellowship and camaraderie we have one with another. In Jesus' name, amen. Of the United States of America.
Moving on, recognition, the presentation, Mr. Petty.
I want to apologize in advance. The AC went out up here. Obviously, we got some fans. We got it running sometime this afternoon. It is very warm. So I sent an email to the board members. I said, dress comfortably, act like you're going fishing, wear a fishing shirt. And James got the memo, and Boo got the memo, and Doobie somewhat got the memo. But I thought I had one on. So I'm sorry if that's so warm in here. But tonight, anytime you recognize people who retire from the school system, it's to come up here and to get a small, and I do mean small, token of our appreciation, something that's a little keepsake. There's no way to adequately describe the contribution that they've made to the school system in 5 minutes or less. You just can't do it. But we do make that attempt. We want to make that recognition. And so we've got 3 retirees we're going to honor tonight: Ms. Stephanie Holly, Ms. Linda Newton, Ms. Donna Summers. All 3 of them have, if I do the math here correctly, I'll just do some quick. 6, that's over 60 years of combined service to Liberty County School District. That's pretty incredible. When people commit to put some roots down in a place and sticking with it, and I am very, very grateful for all 3. So we're going to start at the county office now. We usually let the supervisors give out, let them recognize their people. Miss Melanie, who's our director of finance, is at a conference in South Florida, so she's not here. So I'm gonna stand in her stead, and I'm very happy to do this. I grew up with Stephanie Holly. She was Stephanie Botterford back in the day, back when she did softball. And Stephanie is a lifelong resident of Liberty County. I've always known her at school with Sister Vicky. Wonderful family in the Hospital area. And she's been with us for 21 years at the school board. And I remember when she started, and she has committed herself to working in the finance office. Now, we have had numerous discussions about school finance this week, because we're making plans on transitioning in her absence. And it is hard to tell somebody what school finance looks like. A lot of people who do accounting, they think they know what school finance is. But unless you, Stephanie's not in it, unless you've been in school finance, it's a whole different booger on in and of itself. It is a tough thing. The school runs, a lot of people don't realize behind the scenes, people have to be paid. Bills have to be paid, payroll has to go out, and it can't be late. And because if it's something, one thing's wrong with one employee out of 219, the world ain't right. And so Stephanie has been involved for the last 21 years in doing that, has done it with excellence, has done it with pride, has done it with diligence. And I am very grateful that she is committed to doing that and been a faithful employee of Liberty County School District. And now Roscoe's going to probably have a list of honey-do things. I do want to say this. I thank the good Lord, as she does, that God has sparing her life through some cancer. And it's been a wake up call for some other employees, and family members, my wife included, to go get checked, which she did last week. Thank the good Lord, everything's fine. I told her, once that, I said, when's the last time you got checked? So kind of a wake up call. Take care of yourself, get checked when you need to, not that she did, but those things can jump on you. And so you want to make sure that you take care of yourself. So we're still praying for God's healing in your life. And I know y'all are praying for that, and you believe in the one who can do all the healing. So, Stephanie, come on up here, and we want to, Mrs. McMahon, if you'll get a picture, would you like to share anything?
Yeah.
Come on.
I do, first of all, I want to thank, all of y'all for, just working with each one of y'all. It's been a blessing for me, really, just to get to know all my coworkers, with all the schools and everywhere. I started out in the school, down at Toller with the kids, and, that really is a tearjerker when you leave them. And then came to the finance office, but God knew where to put me, and I just thank you for being with us and keeping us through the years that I know I've been here. I do also want to thank everybody for all their prayers for me, and just thank the good Lord that, they said they got on my cancer, and I'm thankful for that, and I praise God for that. And I will say I love everybody. Don't want to ever forget to not tell everybody that you love them, but I truly do. I thank God for that. I can leave here feeling good that I've done my part, and I thank God for that. And I'm gonna pray for the others that's left behind, and God helps them do their part, because it is a struggle a lot of times, as people that work in finance should very well know. But I just thank the Lord for everything, and appreciate the opportunity to be here and just tell everybody. It could have been different. I might not have been here, but thank God I am, and I praise Him for that.
Amen. Amen. Good. All right, there you go. I got a case for it, saying that way be protected. Let's give her a hand. I'm gonna ask Mr. Willis to come up here. The next two are at Liberty County High School. We'll start with Miss Linda. I got a few things about stuff.
Okay, Miss Linda, you got your Okay. So I haven't known Miss Linda all my life, but I've known her for a few years, and I'm gonna tell you, she's one of these, and I've said it before, I'll always say this. You always want employees that you don't have to worry about, and they're gonna do what they're supposed to do, be who they're supposed to be. And it's one less stress that we have to have, as being in a leadership position. Miss Linda's that person. Our cafeteria is all ran as smooth as I've ever seen. I don't mind eating food, and she makes some good food down there. And so I always had somebody go down there and put a little number in it, and Miss Linda always took care of me from the food side, which I'm very grateful for. No, so thank you. You saw the kids first thing in the morning, just like a bus driver, and then you can see them at lunch. They was always cared for, fed, and a lot of times, as I've learned over the last few years in administration, there are some kids that may not get a lot of food anymore, and they're coming to school to get that food. And I'm grateful that Ms. Linda and her staff always had good nutritious food for those kids, because some just didn't get that. And so thank you for all the work you did for Liberty County High School, and for Liberty County. And you were a wonderful person to work alongside of, and you're already missed. And so we'll do our best to replace you, but we love you, and we thank you so much for all you do. Okay, you want to say something, or you good?
It's been the best job I've ever had. It has been the most fun that I have ever had. and you sell attachments to people that you work with and everybody can send them. But some attachments to those kids, so even though we didn't spend, but like maybe an hour and a half all total every day, we would attach to them, so I'm really little thing for picture. And you just think of it, you got a smart, or it's where you need to be.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you did phenomenal.
But thank you all.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I'm glass on, so I can't see. They have.
That one right there.
So I took the glasses. You ready? I'm gonna let you hold that, because if you drop it, that's where it is. All right, round of applause. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll say that. So our last retiree tonight, this is mind blowing. If I read this correctly, it says 40 years. Is that correct? So where were you 40 years ago? There's a few in here might not even been born. Okay. So 40 years ago, Jody and I were mere teenagers. Jason was probably in her class, gets my first bad grade. Long time ago. This school, the Liberty County High School is what Donna Summers referred. I mean, she is Liberty County High School. And when you stay somewhere that long, you become a fixture. You become part of the foundation of what that school is. I want to thank Leanne. Leanne done a wonderful video. Some of y'all were a part of that, and it lasted well over an hour. So we all came to the guidance office the day before she left, and we got it might have been the day you left. Can't remember. We got to watch that video, and we laughed through some of it, cried through some of it, but it was a wonderful video. And Leanne, if you've got a link to that, if you'd send that to me, and I'll get the board members. It's worth an hour of your time. Just get you something, get you some watermelon or some whole peanuts, and watch it. It's a beautiful, beautiful tribute to somebody who's been such a vital part of our school system. And I am grateful. Donna is, and I've got this in my superintendent's report, she is the last teacher in Liberty County School District that taught me. Everybody else is either retired or passed away, unfortunately. Not saying that but she started real young, so we're planning on Donna at least to the age of 100. No, I'm saying, I'm just saying she's the last one. She taught Jason. That's a long time. That's a long time. We're grateful for you. We want you to live to 150. And so look, we love you. And the Liberty County High School is going to be different. It will be different for the next 40 years because you're not in it. But I know that you'll continue to take our calls. This fall when school starts, we're hoping graduate. But yeah. All right, so here, come on.
All right, let's go. Come on. Ooh. So I told her a story the other day, just a while ago, the other day, I came over Monday. I think she's been trying to dodge me, I really did. So I got to work early Monday, and I'm coming in, the park planes are in their shed out there because it rained and swelled. And I come in the side door there, and I look down the hall, I got my daughter with me, and said, oh, I think something I missed on the store there, so I put myself up and we'll go see. So I put myself up going, and I'm like, she didn't come in on the weekend and clean the room out, so she would have to face me. So yeah. As Mr. Kyle said, Miss Leah made an amazing video. Words can't express the appreciation we have for Miss Donna. We've had a few little get-togethers and end of the year celebrations for her. I think it ran out of crying. I ran out of things to say. Mr. Kyle's right. Even the next day when I got to work, I could already tell there was a difference in the building with her not there. So I'm going to try my best to make it. She's never going to be replaced. We know that, right? The people are going to hire, we'll do the best we can. She may not always answer your call, Mr. Kyle. We called her today. She didn't answer. I will tell you that now. So later on. So she knows I love her. And she was with me when I got listening to the high school. She was with me from day one. I was not administration, but I was across the hall from her doing dual enrollment. And I think I was aggravating her then. Like I was aggravating her whole last day. but she has been a huge part of my life in the small time that I've known her. Especially helped me to mature and grow as an individual. I'm not there yet, but she's one that I would rely on more so than, and I don't mean anything with Mr. Tim or anybody else, but she was the one I would go to. Just because she's been there, as you said, so long, has seen so much, dealt with so much, that I knew she would have the answers that our school and that our students need. I don't have that person anymore, so it's gotta be Mr. Tim now, but he says up for the challenge. But we are gonna miss you. These students are gonna miss you. And you will be missed. And as I said before, I don't think we can count the lives that you have touched. And the course that you've changed in some of their lives, and the students that you've helped, that you've loved, that you were a mom to. And I told you like my second mom, and I'll always be grateful for that. So, love you. Yeah, thank you so much. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you gotta say something. Come on. You gotta do it.
40 years is a long time.
So,
But I can honestly say, I'm sure that there were days I went to work and I felt like this was a job. But I can honestly say that most of the time, it wasn't. It was something that I enjoyed doing, and I hope that everybody can find that job that they do, that they love going to in the mornings, that they enjoy. I think that's probably the most important thing, probably why I lasted so long, because I did enjoy what I did. You know, and I do hope that I made a difference in some of the students' lives, and I'm gonna miss them too. I think Keith was introduced to one of mine that was calling me Aunt Donna at the end of the school year last. He's got lots of relatives he doesn't know about. But I thank you. I have certainly enjoyed it. And there's a big part of me that doesn't want to go home and do this, but I think it's time. So I will answer the calls when I get to them. Yeah.
I'd like to say something about that. He didn't really teach me that.
No.
We did go to school and graduate together. She had a hard job keeping me and Tony Beaver, Terry Sue, Terry Petty, Kim Nobles, and a few more in line. She did her best. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ms. Donna.
Thank you.
I'm just here.
We're gonna take a 5-minute reset. Yes, anybody wants to walk out, can't stay here.
All right.
I was the last people to battle, I believe.
Huh?
Like he quit battling after he battled me when I was in the grade.
I was just looking, I called you. Jody, did I have you in middle school? I don't think so. I was trying to remember. Jason's mother would send me flowers apologizing for him. It's hard.
I'm sorry. I told her I was gonna call her up there. She said, you don't have a heart attack. So I'm gonna call you anyway.
I was really busy, Eric, does Stacy need to say?
She didn't want to. She didn't want to do it.
Really, yeah, I'm still nailed her.
I started to, but I don't have a heart attack because I was CPR.
I'm moving right on to item number 3, public comments. We did not have any. Moving on to item 4, superintendent report, Mr. Petty.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Summer ESY, extended school year 21st century programs began yesterday. This time of extra work's a blessing in addressing learning loss from COVID. I can tell you, hopefully about the 29th, maybe I'll give you a little update, maybe before then of our scores from our last progress monitor. But we got some really good scores, really good scores in. So this extra work in the summer was obviously designed, with the extra money to help work out some gaps, and I think it's been a blessing. So that kicked off yesterday. I talked to Eric, I've invited the LCHS FFA vegetable judging state championship team and the softball team to come to our June 29th board meeting. This is me to have at the end of the year, we'll kind of close out the fiscal year, guys, do those last minute budget amendments and all that, to be recognized. I'll take blame for fumbling the ball on the FFA, but we'll make that right. So I want to try to do that, so hopefully we can get them here for that meeting. And also the softball team, thought about doing the softball team tonight, but his sister had surgery today, and she's the 1A player of the year. She had labrum surgery on her shoulder, so I wanted her to be as part of the team. So anyway, we're just going to do that on the 29th. But she came to her surgery good, so she's doing good. Number 3, this is a biggie. Due to a recent private land sale, I talked to some of y'all about some property was sold to the state here in Liberty County, quite a bit of land at a big price. Well, during that process, some questions came up, and I was asked by the clerk of the court and Marie, our tax collector, about PILT money. We found out the state had not been paying PILT money, which is paid in lieu of tax money, school district. Now, if we get federal PILT money from the forest, they give us PILT money. That is not a steady amount. It can change based on legislation. But I was getting asked, well, if this money or this land goes to the state, they'll say, hey, this might be a good thing. They'll start paying us more money than actually what the tax evaluation is. And I said, we're not getting anything, because I was asked how much state PILT money. I think we were getting some off some water management land, and it was maybe $300 a year. It was very small. So they began to dig, and I want to really publicly thank the clerk of court. He got up with DP, who helps manage some of that. And the state did the right thing. They went back to 1995 and paid us what they voted since the 90s. So Marie called me last week. She said, I got some checks for you. I picked up about $80,000 in money, which was a huge blessing. And she said, I found another error on their part. And she said, I've already got this confirmed. She showed me the letter. They owe us about another $125,000. So this is a big deal. So again, I want to thank those two people that really helped us. If this land sale doesn't happen, it probably wouldn't have got brought up. So we should be receiving probably $10,000+ a year, maybe more, in state PILT money from here on out. So that's a good thing. Another little fund of revenue that will come in. I'm very typical about that. I've been calling, trying to get quotes, and I have. I've got a good collection for vape detectors in our school. Probably one of our #1 discipline issues is vapes. So we'll be trying to get those in place. I've got some quotes. They are not cheap. They're usually somewhere between $600 and $700 a piece. One will serve a bathroom. And so we're going to try to get those in our schools, and Lord's willing, we got the money that we can pay for those bills. I talked about the AC on, Tyler got it back going. Called him MacGyver here. Tyler can fix anything. Got it on this afternoon. I don't know how long it's going to last. I'm allowing some staff. I think I've let y'all know that. Let some staff work on that. Come get what they need and go out. We've got some space in the adult ed building we're utilizing out there as well. And a lot of people said this was kind of a good week for it to kind of go down, because we got people out on vacation and conferences, but we don't want anybody getting sick up here. We're trying to keep this thing managed, but we've already got money to set aside to put those individual units, so they'll begin that work. Already started that process. Graduate Stacy Dunn left. Did she leave? She received a grant, a USDA grant from $113,000 to purchase food service equipment. The grant was ranked number 26 out of 80 applicants who received awards. It was 80 that received awards, but it was many that didn't get it. Some neighboring counties didn't get it, but there were 80 recipients. And they ranked those things, and it was ranked 26. So I want to thank Mandy for helping put that grant together. She has become quite the expert at grant writing. We now will have that generator that we need out here at the district office for the cooler and the freezer out here. And I'm very typical about that. There'll be some conversions, I guess, Mr. Rudd to do to make sure that power goes off, it'll transform on or whatever, transfer, or what the proper term for that is, Kevin, but it'll cut on in case the power cuts off. So we're excited about having that extra money to help pay for that, which was sorely needed. Training began last week with our 9 Guardian program candidates. I talked to Chad last week, said they're doing great. It's actually 8. One of them had already, I'll not mention, had already went through the training. He got certified on his shooting this week. He'll be carrying. So of course, along with our SROs in schools. Jeff will be back from vacation later today, so not probably late tonight. He'll be back tomorrow. And he took one of those Park Griswold European vacations. And so he'll be back. Got some wonderful pictures. I'll be taking vacation from June 26th to July 5th. I'll actually leave on Friday, which we're off that Friday the 23rd. And I'll be back on July the 5th. And I'll do the Clark Griswold Western vacation. So we got Clark represented. But in my stead, Jeff will be here. So if you have any immediate issues, obviously call Jeff. I'll have my phone with me. So if you need me, you can holler at me. But if there's anything that you need immediate assistance, get up with Jeff. Teacher vacancy update. This has kind of been fluid through the last week or so. Hosper needs 1 teacher. That opening came, Stephanie told me today about that one. Toller needs 1. LCH has been the bleeding ones this year. They currently need 3, but there's already interviews been taking place. It's just as of now, those are the openings, but fully fill out those will be filled very soon. Pre-K is good. We've got all those positions filled. Again, very grateful for our retirees tonight. I kidded with Donna. She knows I've been doing this, but I said she was my 11th grade. She was my teacher in 11th grade. She was a very good American history teacher. And Joe, that was Jody's senior year. I put on there. I did math, so I got here in 87. Liberty County High School graduation lasted 1 hour. And I want to thank the staff. Eric, y'all did a wonderful job streamlining that. That was a little bit of an issue. It was kind of cool this year. It wasn't so hot, so it wasn't so bad, but it had been very long, been about 2 hours. I want to thank y'all for doing that. They did a special senior night award a week prior to graduation, and that really streamlined. We're still able to make the recognition of graduation, but didn't lose the time in all the picture taking and the walking up and all that. I think that worked much better. I think people were much more pleased with that. Give people a lot more time to visit with their graduates afterwards. Lastly, this is kind of a question. Would y'all be open? We've not done this. I know we've gotten together and eaten before, but maybe just some kind of social event with the board members. I know that some like Leon County, they do that with their county commission, and I think Rocky does it with his school board. Maybe sometime in July, at a time that's convenient for everybody, maybe you and your spouse, maybe have and we have to be very careful. We can't talk school business, so there'll be no school business discussed because of sunshine. And so we'll invite Lucy and Jennifer too, so she'll keep us down. They've done that in Leon County. They actually invite the media to come to hold accountable, but as long as we got Jennifer, I know she will.
Hey, Kyle.
Yes.
Just a side note, being the active and all that. Could we possibly maybe invite some representatives too?
I would be fine with that, as long as we don't talk school business amongst y'all.
Yeah, I remember that, but I mean.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good opportunity for them to network with all of us.
I think it'd be great to invite. I think it'd be good. I can make that happen. Would y'all be interested in doing something like that? So we'll do it at Jason's house with Bullet. I'll play it.
If you guys want, we can have it being sex camp. It's big enough.
That'd be great.
I don't know of another venue around here.
I thought about doing it here, but I would love to go
Well,
there.
we do.
Kind of get us all, get us all offside a little bit. Yeah. I just some team building, us just being able to talk with one another and spend a little time together, maybe before school starts. I even put on here, have a little prayer time for the new school year. I think that's very important. But again, there will be no school business. We can't talk about stuff outside the sunshine. So I'll give y'all some dates and maybe I'll look at, and I think it'd be great. It'd be awesome. All right. Have a great rest of the summer, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. moving right along to item 5. Need a motion to, or addition to corrections to consent item 8B, and we delete action item 9D. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Moore, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Flower, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next, item 6. Need a motion to approve the agenda for June the 13th, 2023. Have a motion? Motion. Motion, Ms. Jody, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Singletary, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next, item 7. Item 8, need a motion to approve May 9th, 2023 regular meeting minutes. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Secretary, second, Mr. Flower.
Yeah.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next, item 8, consent item. Item 8. Need a motion to approve the following May 2023 financial report and transaction, principal report, financial statement, bills and payrolls, and we did not have any budget amendments. Have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Flower, second. Thank you, Ms. Jody, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next, item B, need a motion to approve June 2023 personnel consent table with addition to corrections. Have a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Flower, second.
Second.
Second, Singletary, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next, item C. Need a motion to approve June 2023 updated sub-list. Have a motion? Motion, Ms. Jody, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Moore. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Action item. Item A, need a motion to approve district comprehension evidence-based reading plan. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Moore, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Flower, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next, item B, need a motion to approve designation of authorized signers on the Hopper School Account Centennial Bank effective June the 13th, 2023. Have a motion? Motion, Ms. Secretary, second. Second, Ms. Jody, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, item C. Need a motion to approve contract for service between Liberty County School Board and Monica Brinkley to conduct a SOE camp in the 21st Century Summer Program, July the 10th to the 13th, 2023. Camp will be held at Tober School from 9 to 2. What is this? 2 to 3. And Hopper School from 12:30 to 3:30 each day. A total of 24-hour service at $22 an hour will be a total of $528. Motion.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Flower, second, Mr. Moore. Any discussion?
We're gonna have about the same, as everybody know how many students we're gonna have doing it this year. I think it was 6 max last year, because, you know, just being able to do it.
And that's usually however many sewing machines you have.
Yeah, I think 5 or 6, I think.
It's less than 10.
Yeah, I just didn't know if we.
I don't know.
She said last year it was hard to get more than that, but
Right.
the equipment they had.
Right.
All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 9, D's been deleted. Moving right along to item E. Need a motion to approve the request of Dale Ruby Hayes, School Board Member Chairman, effective May the 23rd, with the option of terminating at any time before the final retirement date of April 30, 2028. I'm going to abstain from both on this. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Jody, second, Mr. Singletary. Any discussion?
Why you going, man? What's up? Why you going? Got another 40 years, ain't you?
Yeah, at least. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mayor. Next, item F. Need a motion to approve contract agreement for speech language pathology service with Brett Day, MSCCC SLP for the month of June and July 2023 extended school year. Speech language pathology service for June 23rd. June 2023 extended school year, June the 12th through 2023, June the 30th through 2023, 26 hours at $60 per hour, for a total contract cost of $1,560. Speech language pathology service for June the 2023 extended school year, ESY, July the 10th 2023 through July 28, 2023, 41 hours and $60 per hour, for a total contract cost of $2,460. Provider will bill Medicaid for any reimbursement service and will be responsible for providing personal advice to complete required billing and documentation. Provider will be responsible for maintaining and requiring background check screen, fingerprints and drug tests. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Moore, second. Second, Mr. Doty, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item G. Need a motion to approve agreement for occupational therapy services with Premier Therapy and Rehab, PLLC, DBA test provider during the months of June and July 2023 extended school year. Occupational therapy services for June 2023 extended school year, June the 12th, 2023 through June the 22nd, 2023. Total of 8 hours at $55 per hour for a total contract cost of $440. Have a motion?
Motion.
Ms. Flower, second. Second, Ms. Singletary, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Item H. Need a motion to approve Florida School Board Association Board Docs LT license fee and service invoice for Liberty County District Schools for July 1st, 2023 through June the 30th, 2024. Motion?
Motion.
Mr. Moore, second. Second, Ms. Singletary, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item, I. Need a motion to approve master contract for district participation in Panhandle area and education consortium, PAC, Essential Services 2023 through 24 for the following support services contract. District participation in Panhandle area education consortium, PAC, Professional Development Center, Curriculum Support Service, Human Resource Support Service, Gateway Educational Computer Consultants Project, Student Data Service. Have a motion? Motion, Mr. Jody, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Flowers, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item J. Need a motion to approve performance contract for Central Student Education Facility Services between the Liberty County School Board and the Panhandle Area Education Consortium, PAC, from July 1st, 2023 through June the 30th, 2024. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion is Secretary, second. Second. Second, Ms. Jody, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item K. Need a motion to approve risk management agreement between the Liberty County School Board and Panhandle Area Education Consortium, PAC, for 23 through 24. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Moore, second. Second, Ms. Singletary, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item L. Need a motion to approve consulting agreement between U.S. Army, TSACG, Compliance Services Incorporated, Liberty County School Board, and the Panhandle Area Education Consortium, PACC, to commence July 1st, 2023, and continue through June the 30th, 2024. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Flowers, second. Second. Second, Ms. Jody, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item M. Need a motion to approve cooperative service agreement between the Florida State University and Liberty County School District for the 23-24 school year. Have a motion? Ms. Jody, have a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Singletary, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next item N. Need a motion to approve disposition of property. Have a motion? Motion, Mr. Moore, second.
Second.
Ms. Flowers, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item O. Need a motion to approve nomination of FSBA District Adversary Committee representation and alternate for the term of July 1st, 2023 and June 30th, 2024. Have a motion? Any discussion? Have a motion?
Make a motion for, Ms. Bailey and, Ms. Singletary as always.
Have a second on that? Second, Mr. Moore. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all done a fine job past year while it's down there. It's up.
Item P, Need a motion to approve nomination of a board member and business owner to represent Liberty County School Board on the Value Adjustment Board for 2023-24. Have a motion,
I'll-
nomination,
I'll do it.
Boo? Have a motion,
If
no
they
Boo?
don't- if they don't want to.
I nominate
Boo Marks.
I second.
Sorry.
All in favor, say aye.
Didn't you do it this year? I've done it the last couple.
Aye. You got it, Boo.
Thank you. I will give
Move right on to item 10, emergency item,
Jared's gonna get you anyway.
board, move it up. Oh, yeah, business, what about business on,
Yeah, and y'all need to approve that as well as, Mitch Willis has served on that,
okay,
and so that's on there as well. Y'all can make that part of your, it would be Boo and Mitch.
nominate Boo and Mitch.
Right.
Motion,
Motion.
Singletary second. Second. Thank you, Ms. Jody. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, motion carried. Item 10, mercy item, we just have none.
Congratulations, Mark. That's awesome. No mercy.
Item 11,
You've been sick.
Only because.
item 11, board policy item, need a item A. Need a motion to recommend, approve first reading of LCSB policy update, volume 23, number 2, JS. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Jody, have a second? Secretary, discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item B. Need a motion to approve first reading of Liberty County School Board new policy 8407.01, guardian program. Have a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Moore, second. Second, Mr. Singletary. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item 12, board member concerns, Mr. Fowler.
Really, I got just one thing. Hammer for the bus to get drivers buying by stop bus. I know I talked to Kevin on this a little bit. And then I seen something where the legislature has approved us to do it, but they didn't give us no money to do it. Am I correct on that?
Yes, correct. So Kevin's got, the camera guy, he sent that to me last week.
I think Osborne.
Yeah.
If we can find the money to do that, you know, some questions I have, is the enforceability of that. It seems to be, they can use that to do some things with it. Now, are we gonna have, we'll see what that looks like. That's my hope is that they'll actually do something with that. It's a problem. Kevin said it's a real problem.
Yeah.
I think it happened the other day. On top, the two of them right around them. The kids were actually not going off that side, but they had to go to the other side. So there could have been.
It's so dangerous.
It could have been very bad. The bus driver must have stopped before they taken the bus.
And I think with cameras, we'll have some kind of, we should be able to have some enforcement activity on it. Well, that's evidence.
Well, they passed a law so you can use the cameras to give the citation, City of Tallahassee had that camera set at red lights and they voted that down. The judge did, or it wasn't legal. But the governor signed this into effect so that it is legal.
Yeah.
But then you got to have somebody to view it and then somebody send the citations or the, stuff to the sheriff department and then they gotta, so.
To our resource officers.
What possible, I don't know.
Well, and I don't either, I just asked a question. Will it be able to be downloaded to,
Yes, sir.
is it gonna,
So,
gonna be real time or is it gonna be?
no, sir. Well, so the bus will be set up on Wi-Fi, and I've talked to Scooter about this before, and that's something we have to build a, cloud or something that would take all this, video, and it's gonna be a lot. I mean, it ain't cheap. But when the bus comes into Wi-Fi range of any of our facilities, it would download all the video. And if the bus driver So we'd have to train the bus driver, there's a button on the bus that when anything happens, emergency, she hits it and it marks that time. And you know it's in red, so you go there and if it's anything to do with the bus, you go there and look at those red and she tells us, we had somebody run it. Resource officer could look at it and then go from there.
It's video all the time.
It's videos all the time. So, but when she hits that button, that eliminates for you having to research that.
To look for hours.
Anything she's gotta buy, anything on there, you know, but in the heat of the moment, sometimes they forget to match the button. And that's why I always ask them, if they'll tell me where they at, that's all I need to know, because there's a GPS also on that mapping system, the camera system. If they say I was at Turkey Creek, I don't care what time. That bus is at Turkey Creek, and you can watch it. So, you know, that's the way to eliminate that. Mr. Petty sent a program out, I don't know if you sent it to them, where our company offers their services to do what we're talking about. Of course, you gotta pay them too.
How much is the camera for the bus? Have you researched that in?
That's right, included in that,
Right.
email, $385 or something, I think, for the back cameras, and the front ones was cheaper because less cable. And then $85 a camera to have it installed in the.
Yeah, I mean, after fact, them install some new buses in, we could have installed, or
Right.
people would be trained to install.
So the two new buses will have it already. And you don't have to have the Wi-Fi. If the bus driver hits that and she comes in and reports it to me, I can report it off to the resource officer. Or whoever the designated person is. The only thing they have to come to my office to view it. They can't view it nowhere else.
So the present system we have obviously will catch the angles that we're needing
Right.
to catch. But if, I know probably most of y'all have seen that, if you haven't, it's a phenomenal, the system we got now is really, because you always have these things, accusations, things happen on the bus. We've had people say, bus come by me and it's speeding. Kevin's got all that on these buses where you can go back, you see exactly what speed they were at the location that they're at, and it refutes a lot of, and when you see that, and some, like I say, some of y'all come in and view that with some discipline issues, boy, how it is, those of you say, eye in the sky don't lie. You know, it really tells the truth of that. So this would be one of those things, somebody, well, I didn't do that, but you did do it.
Right.
Which is a dangerous thing to be for kids.
And the newer buses, we have cameras on in the 360 versus the old ones. And that's something I also recommend. I know it's money, we don't have it, but more cameras helps a lot. Especially with the vaping. We watched one the other day. We couldn't see them vaping, but they would go down behind the seat, do something, they stick up, look, see if they're watching, they go back. You know they're guilty. But you can't prove it because you can't see it. And that's our bus only had 3 cameras on it. If we like the new ones have 5, and they can't hide nowhere. So they can't hide.
And our new bus was supposed to got January, have we got any update on it yet?
The guy called me last night at 8 o'clock, the hammer guy, and where he texted me, and I told him I could call me. He was installing the cameras on it. It's in Orlando. Hopefully we have it by the end of the month. But it's parts issue still. He don't have all the cameras put on it. So what he's doing is installing everything, wanting to know where I wanted the hard drive, that's the recorder. And he'll install everything that he can down there, and then when he gets the rest of it in, he'll come up here and put it in. But when we receive the bus, it will be video capabilities. So if we need to use it, we can, but it won't have all the cameras operation. So hopefully, end of the month. But it's a parts issue, just like everything else. We have it on other buses as well, trying to get parts.
I know we've had several complaints about people going around buses when they got the stop sign out these years. It's like I said, we can't do nothing, because we really don't have no evidence.
Right.
The bus driver says it, but the cops don't see it, and, you know, they can't, or ain't, whatever, write a ticket on it, so,
They just don't pay attention.
yeah.
And some of them see it go in, a lot of them don't pay attention. I was driving right up here in 12, coming south, Brandon Whitfield, Mr. Brad Whitfield was, I watched them come up and stop. Vehicles behind them, didn't see them. When they finally got stopped, they slid in the ditch past them. That happened right up here about a half a mile.
Yeah.
They just not, they don't pay attention.
Mhm.
I mean, luckily,
That could have been bad.
that could have been real bad.
We
That
get a
happened
few
this
tickets,
year.
we get a few tickets on that, people might get start paying more attention.
That's right. And it won't take but a few
Yeah,
locals, and then you got to get,
Yeah,
out of town.
you gotta see them flying through here.
But that also, not only for the buses, you also can put them cameras in school zones. And they get a ticket for that, well, we sign both in the law.
Mhm.
Illegal, passing of buses and speeding in school zones. So you get, Mr. Petty had a question, do we receive that, any of that funding? If we do, it pay for itself.
Yeah. But do we receive any of it?
We don't
Find
know.
out this opinion?
I don't know yet. I don't, I think like regular traffic tickets, I've always made the statement, but if they just put a person on Highway 20, they'll pay for their salary. But I've been told they don't say it's a lot of.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do.
I doubt we did it.
You doubt.
State most of this.
Yeah.
The county usually get it, I thought that percentage of it,
Yeah, it's not much.
well, not very much of it. Okay.
Miss Jody,
Couple things, 21st Century's kicked off, I know Hosford and Kohler and, a lot of kids coming in now, they're excited, and, I have a granddaughter that was bored after 2 weeks, so she was fired up, ready to go, so, there'll be, there's a lot of stuff going on associated with the 21st Century programs at school, and, I can't wait, to go back out there, I hope I'll get done again this year, but it was with me. You were with me too, yeah, but, a lot of stuff going on, so even though we're out for summer, we still got kids, watch their own kids, mom and daddy's taking them to school too. Great job at graduation, 1 hour, was it 1 hour to the,
It might have been 1 hour and a minute.
okay.
I was timing.
Great job. I think splitting those awards ceremonies with the awards. I will have one request for next year, if possible, to put the awards ceremony closer to graduation, like we had it on a Friday night versus, there was Wednesday baccalaureate. I don't know what happened with that, if y'all could just look at that next year. I think because we have a lot of families in town, it might be better for one of them. Yeah, just keeping it
I don't know,
all.
softball.
Softball had us all out of whack.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Initially, I think we were gonna do it Thursday, but softball had us out of whack, so.
Okay.
I can tell you, I can add to that, this year, this next year, we've already had conversations. A lot of our folks that help out, i.e. Sharon, Austin and all them, they've got youngsters over there graduating. Same night these are, and those people, she does all the picture taking and stuff like that. Problem, and I've talked with Daryl Jr. a little bit about it, is they have 2 graduations. They have Alpha and Lunchtime. So it's like one's on Thursday night, one's on Friday night. So if there's anybody that could wiggle around that, it would need to be us. So we'll still talk about that if there's a little. The softball drives a lot of that stuff too, around that. As we thought this year.
Bring that up.
Yeah, I was.
That's right. Or, it was a lot of people going out of town, or a lot of families not coming in town until the following week. So I was just, trying to get rid of that. Any news on the buildings down at Toller from, Mr. Robert Powell?
That is a sore subject.
I think both be moving January.
Yeah, it's been last summer. So no, I keep, the 2 weeks is what I keep getting told, that there is a place for them to go. And so I kind of told them if they wouldn't gone for school, we're gonna invite the fire department to come do a training session. And, so that's been my instruction, but I've been assured that the movers have been lined up, and as soon as they get it, they can schedule their move.
So that could start a big project in Jackson County, big projects. I would assume they're gonna be moved.
That's where I was told.
They're also, when's our jail? It's the really thing on me. Supposed to be pretty soon, David? I heard.
You want to push the nails.
Yeah.
I'll take some time. Real quick. Are we dealing with the movers or Chuck?
Okay.
Okay.
So is he having a problem with the movers or?
I'm not sure, I think they're getting ready for Jackson County.
I knew they were, they'll take them to their next problem.
And that's where they go, they got like a 2-year project, I think, Jackson County, for Kyle, Mr. Rogers.
I was just making sure, because I know the movers are pretty good.
I think we've been patient, they're good to us, so
You know,
but it is a sort of subject. Community,
you know, me being out there, going.
you hearing it, I'm hearing it, I agree.
It's,
Yeah.
see it, that's all I got.
So I say everybody have a happy, say something. Go with it. Ms. Sinclair? I'm good. I'm burning up, there's these times took way too much time.
You've got one thing that's a long shot, real long shot. I know we can't talk about it now, and we might already. Tax credit, and there any even if the number of those is very fun.
So I talked with folks out in Portland, the attorneys. I can't think of the attorney's name. No, I don't think so. I think we'll make a guess at them. You know, a lawyer never tell you that there's never a chance, but he basically said there's just never a chance because you've had new funding come in. And again, I told him, I said, to say about funding, this is just about time. We had the funding source, but I'm not optimistic at all.
So what does that mean for our field house and our, I mean, where are we?
It's a good question. I sent you some
You did.
points on that. So my number one goal was to try to get it to the market tax credit. The second goal was get it through the sales tax initiative, which failed. So at this point, we're looking at some other avenues to pay for it. So, yes, I get a little criticism for asking for athletic stuff, but I think my approach to this is for our next legislative ask, and I might probably workshop with y'all to tell you what the plans are, is to make this a multi-purpose building. And again, not be like University of Northwest Florida, who got a bill by the legislature, might be an airplane hangar for somebody. If y'all remember that story 20 years ago. Is to utilize this for some advanced CNA program. So talk with Lively, talk with TCC. What I would love to do is have a CNA program and let them utilize that building during the day. It's set up for a, you know, it's a locker room, but it ain't a locker room during the school hours. You know what I'm saying? Can we make that, kind of think of it like a church situation? What is your biggest room in your church? Is your sanctuary? You know, over here we played basketball for years at the Mormon church. You put chairs in, you take chairs out. If you put pews in there, it's very limited on what you can do. Pews that we have at our church, somebody gave to us because they wanted to make a multi-purpose area out of that larger building. I think we can do that. I've got some, I think Patrick can get it pushed through the legislature. I say we ask for the money to finish it and make it a legislative ask. I had somebody kind of was a little critical. Oh, we do that for athletic money. No, that ain't what I've done. We've asked for a school bus. We got funded for that. We asked for the communication equipment. We got that. We started a new vocational program. Our first athletic ask from the legislature was for the softball field. And to me, that wasn't really even an ask. That was a finish what you started. Y'all didn't put that money into the main part of the thing. And so that's what I did. I said, y'all, and I wrote it into the narrative. That should have been part of the project. It didn't happen. But this thing I want to kind of build as a classroom slash, I don't lie, we're not lying about it. We're just gonna say, look, it's a classroom during the day and it's a locker room in the afternoon and in the evening. Football season lasts this long, you know, in the course of the school year. It lasts about half the school year, so there'll be a lot of wasted space not to be able to use. So I think once we get some more current numbers on what it's gonna cost, is to ask for that. Is another avenue of possible funding for that. You could ask for some private donations. I think we got some folks that could help, but it would cover finish. I wanna, before we move a whole lot further on it, we still have some, the initial funding of new market tax credit money. We've had to keep most of that in there to cover fund balance. I know Booth had asked about that maybe 6 months ago. We've had to keep that in there. It's still there. Hopefully the fund balance builds back up and then hopefully we can use some of that, but that was never enough to finish it. You know, once we got the estimates from Culpeper, it's an expensive to finish. We did pour concrete around the outer edge. We got some doors on it now, secured because we had the vandalism. So that's my plan right now, Ms. Jody, is to try to get a legislative thing. When I looked at the legislative things that they did fund, they did a pile of buildings. It's a good year to ask. It's gonna be another good year to ask from them. I think we're gonna be good.
My only recommendation on that is don't spend another $250,000 until we have enough money to finish.
I agree. I don't want to do a whole lot until you say I got enough finish.
We don't want to spend $100,000 and sit there another.
Well, and that was the thing we talked about. It was gonna be 140, 150 just to run power to it. And I was like, we can spend that, still won't be able to use it. So that money's better in the general fund right now. I need that more, the general fund, than I need top right now, right? For something.
For somebody to steal.
Correct.
Thank you.
I'll wrap it up. Don't play Jody, it's still some more time.
Item 13, closing comments. Not, item 14, need a motion to adjourn. Second. Motion by Jody, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Moore, meeting now adjourned.
Thank y'all.